Well, good morning, Christina and Jeanette. I'm really glad you could meet today. Even though it's Saturday, I thought it was important that we meet about this case. It's a young man I met at the detention center this week when I went in to do Know Your Rights presentations and intakes. And he is an 18-year-old recent high school graduate, scholarship to college. He is undocumented, obviously. His parents, he's from Guatemala, was brought here when he was 1. His parents are still in the greater Phoenix area. They do know he's detained. He's been in touch with them. He is an expedited removal process. That's why I called this emergency meeting. So wanted to, I talked to him very briefly, but knowing that I couldn't give him any legal advice, I just said that I would definitely come back and see him. Someone from the agency would come back and see him. And so I was hoping that one of us would be able to go in Monday. His hearing is Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why don't we start going over some of the options for him right now? So first of all, just so that we can get this off the table, how come he can't go back to Guatemala?
Well, he came here when he was 1. This is his country. This is the land that he's become used to, the people. Honestly, I did ask him because he has a fear of being deported to Guatemala. Do you know anyone there? He says no. He really doesn't know anyone there. His parents have not kept in touch with people there. Most of their relatives have immigrated.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. And he graduated high school last year?
Yes, he did.
And he has a scholarship, right?
Yes, he does.
You know if he has any problems with the law, any misdemeanors or...
Luckily, he has been like a straight arrow. Until he got this traffic stop for a busted taillight, he had nothing. But then they ran the check and they saw that he was undocumented.
Okay. So my next option is, how come he can't apply for citizenship right now?
He's now eligible for citizenship because my understanding is his parents are immigrants also.
Yes, they're undocumented as well.
They're undocumented, and does he have any other siblings that are citizens?
He has no siblings who are citizens.
Okay. So he won't not qualify.
Yeah, there's no one to apply for him.
Yeah.
How come he is? And I know he said that he had a scholarship, and as he graduated from high school. So how come he can't apply for a student visa?
For a student visa, you had to apply when you are outside the country, and you need your passport and you need your documents. So in that case, you apply when you're there, and then you, in this case, he's being already here since he was a baby, right?
Yes, 1 year old.
So he won't be eligible for that either, I believe.
Okay. So I also heard about this program called DACA. Are you familiar with it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think he might be eligible for that?
In this case, I think he will be eligible. Just to go over all their options, he had experienced any trauma, he was a victim of any crime or anything like that?
No. Based on the intake that I did, he has never been the victim of a crime in the United States or outside of the United States in that 1 year he was out.
Okay.
What were you getting at there?
Okay, because there are other options, like for victims of crimes, is a U visa.
Right, okay.
Or if he was victim of human trafficking, is a T visa.
Yes. No, he wasn't.
So in this case, I think DACA will be the best option for him.
I did do as thorough an intake as I could with Alex, but if we could go over the DACA requirements, that would be a good thing. It would jog my memory to be sure I really touched on everything, because I do think, based on that intake, that he is a good candidate for DACA.
Okay. Well, this program doesn't offer legal status, but it offers a job permit for him, and he may be able to renew every 2 years. So I think this will be a good option for him to be in the country, to stop his deportation, and to stay to continue with his activities without being in fear of being removed from the
Okay.
country.
Okay.
So what do you guys think if we go over the requirements and we can do like a quick check?
Yes, I think that's really
on the
important.
requirements? So he was under the age of 31 as June 15 of 2012.
Yes, he was.
Okay. He came to the United States before reaching his 16th birthday.
Yes.
He was baby, okay. He had continuously resided in the United States since June 15, 2007 up to the present time.
Yes, he's never left the country.
Okay. He was physically present in the United States on June 15, 2012, and at the time of making the request that will be this time, he continued in the United States.
Yes.
Right? Okay. He don't have any lawful status. So
No,
he don't have.
doesn't.
Okay. He already finished high school.
Yes,
He
last
has
year.
his certificate. Okay, so he qualifies, and he has no any felony or significant misdemeanors.
None.
Okay, so it seems like he may be eligible for DACA.
Great.
Okay.
So as a social worker, we'll go ahead and I'll bring him in, and I'll kind of talk about some of the options. And it appears that right now DACA is a really favorable option for him. So we'll go ahead and talk to him and see if that's something that he wants to apply for.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful. Will you?
Hi, Alex. I'm Christina Rodriguez. I'm from the Immigrant Advocacy Center in Phoenix. I'm the social worker here. And so this is Jeanette.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, ma'am.
She's the attorney that works with our agency. And of course, you already know
Amy Joyce. We met last week when I did the Know Your Rights presentations, and we got to speak afterwards.
Yes.
Good to see you again.
See you again.
So right now we're going to go over some of your options and possibly get you on on a program called DACA. So before we get into that, I want to know, how are you feeling right now? How's what's
scared.
going on here? Okay. You're scared?
Confused. I can't even reach my parents right now.
So you haven't been able to speak with them since we spoke with them that day? Okay. All right.
Okay. So what are your thoughts about being deported?
Yeah, it scares me. I don't know anybody on the other side of the border, or in Guatemala, or depending where they're going to actually leave me. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, if you do get deported, which is a possibility, it would be to Guatemala, okay, since that's your nationality. But we're working to find a different option for you, and that's the DACA that Christina just mentioned.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter because I don't know anybody in Guatemala. So for me, it could be Mexico. It doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other family members in Guatemala?
I know there's some, but I don't know anybody.
Okay.
I've been here since I was basically an infant.
Okay. So what DACA is, it's a program for actually people just in your situation. It's for children who, well, actually individuals who have migrated undocumented to the country when they were as children. And so what it is, it's not citizenship. It's just a 2-year program that will provide you with a license to work, and it'll also provide you with 2 years free of fear of being deported again. So it isn't necessarily, like I said, it's not necessarily citizenship. It's not legal permanent residency, but you'll be able to continue your life here for at least 2 more years.
And what happens after the 2 years?
You can renew.
So every 2 years, I'm just going to be scared that it's coming up.
Unfortunately, right now, that is the way you might feel. We're really still hoping for immigration reform, just and humane immigration reform, but until then, this is about as good as the situation can get for you.
On Saturday, we discussed other options that exist, other legal remedies, but unfortunately, we didn't find any other legal remedy on your case. There are other options as T visas, U visas, or VAWA, but in this case, according to the assessment that Amy did, and we were looking into your case, the only program that may be available for you is DACA. So that's the reason we wanted to you
Is
be
there
informed
anything?
about it.
Is there anything I can do in that time to help you aside from DACA?
Anything you could do legally?
Unfortunately, no, because it's no a path for residency. It's just let's say a program that the administration did, but it's not actually a law. So until we had a law made by the Congress and we had something established, this is the only good option we can apply for.
Also, it's about 2 years. So if you're planning to go to college soon, which you said you are, you would apply for a renewal once. Then hopefully after that, if you find a job, then you can probably depending on the workplace, you might be able to have your workplace petition for a visa, a working visa for you as well.
It could be a possibility.
And did I pay for school or?
Well, that scholarship hasn't been taken away from you. Just because you're in deportation proceedings right now, you still have that scholarship. They're separate. So you can use that scholarship and go to school in these 2 years. And if it's a 4-year program you're going to, you can renew your DACA status. Okay, so you don't have to worry about, as long as your scholarship is the full ride. Okay.
And one thing just to remember is that this is not free. It will cost about, how much was it?
$465 per person.
Per renewal.
Yeah.
And how do I pay for that? I'm not working right now, actually. I was stopped going to an interview.
Other clients that we've had have been able to ask their families to pull together the money. We understand it's not easy, but they've been able to call aunts and uncles and friends and gather that money together to pay the fee. Unfortunately, we don't have waivers here. We are a diocesan service and nonprofit, and we have very limited funds. But we've seen it happen with other candidates and their families.
Also, when you're getting ready to renew, you're allowed to work under DACA, so you can be able to fund your renewal.
My understanding will be this application fee, right? Like right now,
Yeah.
your family won't have. I don't know. You guys are part of some church or some religious organization that may be able to help you.
I don't know. I would have to ask the church, but I don't know if they would give me that much money. That would, and I haven't even been able to talk to my parents in a week, so I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking right now. They don't even know where I'm at.
If you give us their phone number, we can contact them and let them know
it is
you're
the same
okay.
number that when we last talked.
Oh, it is the same number. Okay, if you give us permission,
Yeah.
we'll contact them.
So does that sound like something you're interested in applying for?
Yeah, I don't have very many options, and I don't want to go back. So, yeah.
Okay. So here's a website I'm going to let you look over. It has all the information about DACA on it. And if you're ready, we'll go ahead and bring in the application forms for the DACA.
Okay.
And then you can fill them out here, and then we'll answer any questions that you might have about the application.
Okay.
And I'm here to help you go through the process. Unfortunately, we only have today and tomorrow to do this process because you do have a court hearing for expedited removal Wednesday. And so we would need to file this by the end of the day tomorrow to put a stop on that hearing.
Is there anything here? Because I don't understand a lot of this stuff right now.
And I will walk you through it.
So, but is there stuff here that I don't have here with me? I don't know.
Oh, you think it's like some documents that you may not have with you? Okay, the social worker Christina will contact your parents and she will get in touch with them and we'll see what documents they may have available, and then we'll see the best way to obtain other documents that you may need. Basically, it's like we need to prove that you've been here in the country, that you attended a school, you have your certificate, you don't have any criminal records, so I think you have a pretty good chance, and I think it's a good case. It's not that difficult to prove. So.
Okay.